Hi, welcome to today's stream. Today we will be continuing off with where we were yesterday. So I think I'm going to start working on the profile page, and then might circle back to some of the other stuff from before. I just wanted to get the profile kind of template looking decent. So I already went ahead and added a few of the sections that we're going to have. So we have images, which is like your profile image, and then stuff along those lines, timeline, so you can kind of like keep track of progress over time and like see what you did when. And goals kind of ties in with timelines, so kind of like what you want to get done. Everybody knows what goals are. Training logs, so education, fitness, health, all that stuff. Journal kind of ties in with the fitness log and everything. So let's get started. Okay, so for images, let's see, I already imported image here. I don't have any example images yet, but let's go and create a folder. New folder, this one, resources. And then inside of there, a new folder, images. Okay, let's see. Resources page, header bar. Images, timelines. Okay, so I'm going to want some way to add stuff. So let's get started with some buttons. So here I'm going to have one for previous. And for next, I'll add some other stuff, maybe like view full size. I can probably just click on the image for that functionality. Let's see. I'll add a whole little toolbar underneath later. So let's see. Right now we just have images. And here we'll just have a description. Oh, okay. Image goes there. I think it gets a source. Let's see. Import image from image. Okay, so I'm getting an error for class name. Oh, wait. Parsing ECMAScript. What if I do Blue 300 class name? Maybe it's because I have previous image. Okay, so I just need to put something in here. Okay. Then I just need to add something for this one. I'll just comment that out until it does. Why does the comment not work? Alright, I'll just leave it like that for now. This function previous image. So then I get a event handlers can't be passed to client. Oh, okay. So I need to use client. And that fixes that. So now I have these buttons. They're already styled from the CSS sheet. I'll probably update that a bit later as well. Let's see. So for timelines, let's see, each one is going to have a date. So let's just create a little example list real fast. So we have a timeline. Let's just say we're going to have multiple divs inside of here. Okay, so we have you have H3, so that'll be the title, and then have that for a description. And then add an image. So that'll be optional. But let's see. Okay. And then eventually I'd like to have it where we can customize the look of the timeline as well. So for right now though, let's see, add a button. So inside the timeline, okay, so I'm gonna have a function called create new. This will just be a temporary thing, just so I can fill in some content. Name for generic use. And this one will just created new some kind of item. Okay, create new is gonna go item. So this will just add an item to the timeline. And this will create a little pop-up modal. So I'll do that later. Let's see. So we have an add new item. Alright. So alright, and this will be an actual function that gets added. Create new, just kind of a temporary thing for now that I can just throw in wherever. So let's see, we have timeline, so I need to add timeline. Let's have an option to edit timelines. So add item, edit items. From the edit items, there'll be a delete item option. Let's see, so this will be for a profile picture. I think, because right now it just takes up the entire row for each of these items. So let's put all of these inside of a grid column. Where are we at? So images, okay. Grid columns 2. And this div will go all the way inside of main. So close off the div right here. Alright, so now it looks a little bit cleaner. Still not quite how I want it. Like the images takes up a bit more, I think. But there's a good little start. So let's see the timeline. And these will also be a bunch of different heights as well. So I'll have to see what that ends up looking like. For now, let's go to the goals. And what I might also end up doing is, actually that's probably what I'm going to do. So right now I have the main header bar, and for instance under Academy I had the secondary header bar. So here I think for the profile I'm going to have the secondary header bar contain all of the different sections, and that way I'll probably do some kind of modal, what is it, like parallel slot or something like that, I forget what it's called. Probably have something like that, because for instance I don't think the images are going to require the same kind of space as like the timeline. So I'll probably just turn each of these sections into its own file and then just load it based on what you want to view. But for the time being, I'm just going to build them out here and then move them to different files at some point. So let's see, add item, edit item. Okay, so for goals, for instance, here, let's see, which one was a section? Class name button. Okay, so for goals, it's basically going to be a little checklist. Maybe like some images to go with each item as well. So let's see, for now, let's do 3, goal 1, and then goal 1 description, and then here I can copy this from the timelines. So we can create goal, we can edit goals, let's see. So under goals, add a goal, and this, let me see. Pretty soon here I'll have to look into either Shad CN or Material UI, because what I'd like to do is just have a simple little checkbox. So let me just look up box. Okay, so here I have this. Let me see what happens if I change this to a label. Okay. So I have goal, goal and description. So right now, only this label. So I want to put each of these inside their own div, make the checkbox double height, and then have the main goal name and then the description underneath. And then also have it where if I click on a section, it'll full size it. So in case there's more information to go there. Maybe also tie it in with timelines, so whenever like some kind of activity ties into progressing on a goal, it'll indicate that there as well. Let's see, so we have goal, goal description, add goal, edit items, okay. So edit goals. What else do I need? Maybe like a print function. I don't know if I want to add that right now. Under journal. Okay, this one's pretty straightforward. Let's do text area. Alright, so we have a text area. I'll adjust the sizing on that later. Let's see. So I can add to the journal. And then that can just be one long sheet, but I'd also like to have, for instance, if you want multiple journals, so maybe call it like a notebook or something. That way you can kind of like organize it by topic, and you can have all that in one spot. Let's see. Journal, add to journal. starting to, well, looks better than it started at least, that's for sure. Still very much beginner process, but it's getting there. So let's see, I'll have to find some template images. Okay, so training logs is still totally empty. So what's this one gonna have? Let's just see what I want to have first. So we have fitness, education, business. Not sure if I would call that under training, but it could be like sales or something. Right, so basically we have categories. And all of this will eventually get saved to databases. So I already went ahead, I got a little bit of Prisma set up, and it has been a very long minute since I've done anything with Prisma, so I completely have to pretty much relearn that. But hopefully it'll be pretty simple soon enough. So I have, let's see, here's my schema file under Prisma, schema.prisma. Do my generator client provider is Prisma client, output to app generated Prisma, data source DB provider PostgreSQL. So that's what I'm going to be sticking with is Postgres. Let's see. So generator client, provider Prisma client. And then I have another Prisma conf ts. So this file is generated by Prisma, assumes I've installed, I think I did run that. Let me double check. Prisma save dev npm install, Prisma save dev npm install at Prisma client. Npm install Prisma save dev Prisma.environment. Don't think I have the .environment part, so I'll have to look into what that does. Let's see. Don't want to jump around too much. Settings, our profile, the academy. So at least I have, okay, so life goals page, for instance, that I can go and remove. That one already got added to the profile, so let me see, where am I at here? Header bar, life goals. That one's no longer necessary. So now I have home, academy, profile, settings, and practice. So practice is the only one that doesn't have this header already added. I'm not sure if I need it to. I might have that be a separate thing, just kind of keep it there. Let's see, so for setting, okay, let me just work on profile for now. So I have my training log, I have my goals. Add goal. So I'd like to also have images to go with goals. And I might just have that as a little slideshow so we can kind of like view it. Let's see, let me get familiar with how this modal thing works again. Modals, parallel, whatever. Is it called modals? Use a router. import link from next link, import modal from components modal, search param prompt, search params. Okay, so I see that come up a lot. Let me look that up real fast. Next.js search params. Use search params. Query parameters are used to manage URL-based state for things like filtering, pagination, and string queries. They can be accessed and updated differently in server and client components within the app router. So in server components for pages and layouts, search params is going to be a prop. It's passed directly to page.tsx and layout.tsx components as a prop. In client components, you have use search params hook, which is going to be a client-side hook from next /navigation import to read the current query string. And then API routes middleware request.nextURL.search params access via the next request object for handling within API routes or middleware. So in a certain component, I can directly read the search params prop, which is an object where keys are the parameter name and values are strings or arrays of strings. Exports default async function page, search params, key string, string undefined, query gets search params, question mark dot query or empty, page gets search params, question mark dot page or query or one, fetch data based on query and page number, constant data gets await, fetch data, query page. Okay. So I don't think I need that quite yet. So let me see. Get back to the actual page. Where is games, header, academy, profile? Way too many tabs open. Is this save? Cancel. Make sure that still works. Does, okay. So images. So I have my categories. Let's just add a button to select my log. Add to journal, training logs. Okay, let's go create log. So I can select a log, I can create a log. And then if I select a log, I can have it be from a little drop down menu, which again is going to bring me back to yesterday's issue, which was figuring out how to do this with React. So use state. Okay. I think this week I'll try to hone in on that a bit, because that comes up everywhere anyways. So training log, select log, create log, timeline, add item, add items, edit items. Select my log, and then based on which log I have, that will give me an edit option for different items. At some point, add a little print button, but I want that to be able to work with multiple things. But it might be simpler to start by just having it for each one. and then I can kind of simplify it, cross-reference, cross-compatibility, whatever later. Let's see. I have images. Here's my description. Here's my goals. Let's see. Next image. So let me. I'm just gonna go and grab a little some kind of blank template. Let's go with birds. Sure. Birds, nature. Um, hmm, like, hmm, hmm, hmm. Okay, let's go with this guy. Hmm. Oh, okay, one sec. I might have crashed my stream. Okay, let me go ahead and call it there. My Firefox crashed. So I'm not sure if my stream actually continued or not. So I'm just going to go ahead and end it for now.